As we all know, there are far more throwbacks than keepers in the world of fishing. But how do you give those throwbacks a better chance at survival? Well, we learned a few valuable lessons on a fishing trip recently with a couple of folks that are determined to protect our precious fisheries. We'll be fishing out of Rock Hall on this beautiful morning aboard the American Dream 2 with Captain Kenny Fletcher and a couple of special guests. Bill Anderson, Assistant Secretary of the Maryland Department of Natural Resources, and Capt.Rob Newberry, Chairman of the Delmarva Fisheries Association. Our destination will be a popular site with anglers just north of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. And we'll be learning a few common sense tips to keep dead discards down to a minimum.
Tools of the trade for safe handling of fish.
Locally, this is called the rock pile. There used to be a lighthouse there, Love Point Lighthouse, but people call it the rock pile.
It's just been unbelievable how many fish have been caught here in the last 6 weeks, and they continue to smoke them here.
Yeah, so the fish hang out around the structure here. Hopefully we're getting ready to find out.
The governing body for fishing here along the East Coast is ASMFC, the Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission. They recently updated a study that indicated that the withdrawals from the striped bass or rockfish fishery exceed what is considered sustainable, and a significant portion, about 48% of those withdrawals are actually, or removals, are actually dead discards, fish that are caught and for whatever reason are released back into the water. And because of improper fish handling methods, because of environmental impacts, or because of improper gear used to catch those fish, they are distressed when they go back in the water and cannot survive after being released. In terms of the coastwide, we're talking about millions of fish.
The best way to protect a rockfish you're going to throw back, or any fish for that matter, is to minimize your contact with it. And Captain Rob will be demonstrating how a couple of simple tools will help achieve that.
You hold him like that. One hook retriever. On the hook. Watch carefully. Flip.
That's a 20, 21.
Out it goes. Done. By not touching him, you don't de-slime him. And that slime is a protective coat around the fish, specifically to protect him from bacteria. So by not handling with a rag or a towel or your hands, it's just you're putting them right back in the water. You're not de-sliming him, you're not stressing him, you're not taking him out of his environment other than a foot. And that's the most important thing in handling the fish.
And don't let that throwback touch your hot boat deck.
That's what we don't want to do, is put it down on the deck. Now that's shaded, but it's the wrong practice. What Rob did is right. What they do is tradition. We've determined, and Maryland took the lead a year ago, that one area is the type of gear you're using, the hooks that are used to catch these fish. So a year ago, Maryland took the lead along the East Coast by requiring by regulation the use of non-offset circle hooks when live lining or chumming for striped bass. Several states have jumped on our lead and have also implemented a circle hook requirement. We hope that all the states along the East Coast implement that requirement, and this year we're even going to go farther and require a minimum size circle hook to avoid catching fish that are not keepers anyway, to keep them in the water and allow them to continue to swim on and survive.
The use of the circle hook is the best because the fish takes the bait, and the way the circle hook is designed, it's curled in, so his bait goes down in his mouth. And when you trip a line, you don't have to set the hook in him. You just start reeling, the hook slides out and catches him right in the corner of his mouth. So it's a lot better for the fish, so they're not gut hooked and you're not pulling them in the boat and blood everywhere and killing the fish. It's just in his lip. I mean, they can take lip damage, but they can't take gut or gill damage.
We'll be keeping this nice-sized rock, but also show the benefit of using the circle hooks.
And who caught that fish? Rod holder.
Rod holder. A trick we do here. To get the fish out with, even if you had to throw the fish back, you get it out with minimal damage. Grab the circle hook right at the base. See how I've grabbed it down here at the base?
Yep.
Hold this line with 2 fingers, pick him up, and you just shake him. Out he comes. See how it holds that hook? When you pull, when you do this and you roll it back, the hook actually rolls out of the fish. See, no blood, no nothing. Comes right out every time.
You can learn more about efforts to conserve rockfish by visiting the websites of the Maryland Department of Natural Resources and the Delmarva Fisheries Association. Remember, today's throwbacks are tomorrow's keepers.